through the federal government with his DOGE team, gutting federal agencies, firing federal employees, and gaining access to troves of federal government data and materials, all while maintaining his very profitable leadership positions at several private companies. Rolling Stone points out just how problematic this is. Quote, "It's nearly impossible for Musk to direct any action by DOGE in Washington without potentially affecting one of his businesses." X, formerly Twitter, currently faces a lawsuit from the SEC that alleges he withheld information about the stake he was acquiring in the company ahead of his bid to purchase it. The Department of Labor, which could be next on the chopping block for DOGE, has probed and fined Tesla and SpaceX for unsafe working conditions through the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Tesla is also under investigation by the Justice Department for possible securities and wire fraud related to its unsupported claims about fully autonomous vehicles. But don't worry, anyone. Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, assured the country yesterday that there will be someone policing Elon Musk and making sure that all those conflicts of interest are completely avoided.
The president was already asked and answered this question this week, and he said if Elon Musk comes across a conflict of interest with the contracts and the funding that DOGE is overseeing, then Elon will excuse himself from those contracts. And he has, again, abided by all applicable laws.
Elon will excuse himself. They have a plan. These conflicts of interest are, though, a focus now of United States Senator Richard Blumenthal. He is opening an inquiry into DOGE, writing to 6 of Musk's companies, including Tesla and X, to demand more information. In a statement, Senator Blumenthal writes this, quote, "Mr. Musk's dual roles, running a for-profit corporation while serving in public office, not only create glaring conflicts of interest that pose grave risks for America's most sacred institutions, but it may also violate federal law. The Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations is conducting a preliminary inquiry into DOGE and the ramifications of its conduct." That investigation is where we start the hour with Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut. Senator, thank you for being here. I know these are busy days.
Busy day, but really delighted to be with you, Nicole, because this story ought to make Americans angry. That idea that there's accountability for Elon Musk in the present system, absolutely not. In fact, Donald Trump has fired all the inspectors general who would be able to blow the whistle on conflicts of interest. And that's why I've begun an investigation through the Permanent Subcommittee on Investigation, because there is so much at stake here. And it isn't just privacy, access to information about VA payments on disabilities, tax refunds, all of that personal private information. It's also that Elon Musk potentially benefits immensely at the expense of his competitors for government contracts and other business, and puts at risk our security, cybersecurity, if there is ever a breach of this information.
One of the things about Elon Musk assuming the role of a co-president, one of the things is the disappearance of J.D. Vance, but the other is that there wasn't any vetting, there isn't any understanding of his financial entanglements or legal exposure. And I've seen a little bit of reporting about one of the things that USAID was looking into when it comes to one of his companies. I wonder if you will start by looking at what he's burning down fastest to see if that is an intersection with his business interests.
We will be looking at, and we've demanded information about, what he is collecting by way of information, what he is using it for, who has access to it. You know, these 20-year-olds and 25-year-olds probably have no security clearances, but they have access potentially to information that could be a matter of the utmost security concern if there are any hacking into the systems that are being used by Elon Musk to monetize this information. So there are vast implications for our nation's security, potential breaches and hacking into those systems, but also monetizing it, using it for the benefit of Tesla or Starlink or SpaceX or Neuralink or the Boring Company and XAI, which is why we've written to all of them demanding that they give us an accounting, and we're going to hold them accountable for how this information is used to the benefit of Elon Musk's company. This idea of a conflict of interest is very abstract. It sounds hypothetical, but Elon Musk has made money from all of his government contracts. Tesla, billions of dollars. SpaceX, tens of billions of dollars. And so we want to know how this information is being used and stored, and potentially to the advantage of those companies at the expense of the American taxpayers.
Will the investigation, I mean, the public is getting increasingly vocal about this unelected, unvetted, non-Senate confirmed, not that that's a real process at this point, individual profiting enormously, as Senator Bernie Sanders said, and gaining access to private information. If your investigation goes perfectly, what power do you have to act on its findings in the minority?
Part of it is name and shame. The American people are angry, I hope now, but they're going to be furious when they learn the truth about how Elon Musk is personally benefiting from this access. And, you know, Nicole, it would be one thing if we had some disinterested, impartial, objective business person, highly successful, looking at ways to make our government more efficient and save money. That's not what's happening here. Elon Musk is doing a power grab and an information heist, the biggest in American history, and probably